Today during homeroom, you are going to complete the Student Self-Advocacy Credit Check form. In this video, we'll walk you through the process. Teachers, this PowerPoint is also posted on the LHS handbook if you'd rather use the PowerPoint to guide your students. So today, we are going to do 4 things. First, review your student information in Skyward. Second, complete that Student Self-Advocacy and Credit Check form by looking at your GPA, state assessment scores, and graduation requirements. Briefly review the educational planning guide, and lastly, talk about how you can get in contact with your awesome guidance counselors. So to get started, you are going to need to download the credit check form from Panther Zone. So get your iPads out, log in to Canvas, go to Panther Zone, and you're looking for the page for today's homeroom, S2 Week 8, February 28th homeroom. Download the credit check form for your grade level. There are differences, so make sure you're clicking the correct one. After that, open the form in Notability or another app, and then split your screen so you can log into Skyward and have the form available to you. You're going to need both. Here, you'll notice the difference between the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors forms. So again, make sure you've downloaded the correct form, and this video will walk you through how to complete it. First, what you're going to do in Skyward is check your student information. You can do this by clicking on Student Info on the left-hand side of your screen. Double check that your name is spelled correctly and that your date of birth is correct. If either is not correct, please make an appointment to talk to your guidance counselor on your registration day. Do not go to guidance today. You can use this QR code also to make a guidance appointment. Now we're going to move on to GPA. In order to determine your current GPA, click on Gradebook on the left-hand side of your screen and then GPA in the center. Once you do that, it will tell you your cumulative GPA. And you're going to add this to your self-check form. This GPA is weighted and it will include your honors and credits earned. If you're a freshman, you're not going to have a GPA unless you took classes in middle school or you've completed half-credit classes. This brings us to the difference between the freshman, sophomore, juniors, and seniors self-advocacy credit check form. Freshmen, you are now going to calculate your potential current GPA using this form. Freshman homeroom teachers, please pause the video and have your students complete this form. Upperclassmen, continue on. Upperclassmen, you're now going to determine if you are on track for graduation and if you've met your state assessment requirements for graduation. You need mastery for both reading and math. First, let's look at your reading requirement. You must pass the 10th grade PM3 if you're a freshman or sophomore, or the 10th grade FSA for juniors and seniors to graduate. You can also pass the ACT to receive a concordant score. If you've completed this requirement, add it to your form. If you're in 9th grade, you will not have met this requirement yet. Click on the FSA ELA reading to see your scores. Remember, you must have had a 3 or better to graduate on PM3 or the FSA, or you have to have reached a concordant score on the ACT, SAT, or CLT. Next, let's discuss your math requirement. You must have passed the Algebra 1 EOC or Geometry EOC or a 3 or better, or received a concordant score on your ACT, SAT, or CLT. You can check if you've met this by clicking on FSA, EOC, ALG, or GEO to see your score. Also note this on your self-advocacy form. You can also look up many other tests on Skyward, including your Biology EOC score, U.S. History EOC, Geometry EOC, various grade level FSA ELAs, AP and IB exam scores the summer after you take the test, PERT test, and ACT or SAT scores. They're all available to you anytime on Skyward. Now let's review the other graduation requirements. On the left-hand side, click on Graduation Requirements and then click View All Courses. When you do this, you're going to see all the courses that you've taken or that are in progress, and you can note these on your self-advocacy form to see where you're at and if you're on track for graduation. Remember, complete means you've already earned the credit, and in progress means it's not earned yet, so you're likely taking the class now. Pause the video now to ensure that you have time to complete all sections of your graduation requirements. On the back of your self-advocacy form, there are also all the graduation requirements to complete your diploma. And you'll notice you need 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, 3 credits of science, 3 credits of social studies, 1 credit of fine and performing arts, speech and debate or practical arts, 1 credit of physical education, 8 electives. You also have to meet those state assessment requirements that we've already looked at and discussed, and you must have a cumulative 2.0 grade point average in order to graduate. Take a moment to review this other information that's listed on this form. So today, make sure you reviewed your student information for your name and date of birth are correct. You've checked and recorded your GPA, checked and recorded test scores, the 2 primary tests that are required for graduation, your math and reading. Checked all graduation and recorded those on your self-advocacy form. You also should have noted if you've completed an online course or if you've received an acceleration point. Acceleration points are earned by passing industry certification exams with your CTE classes or passing an AP, IB, or dual enrollment class. Also, if you haven't already, start recording and earning community service hours. You can pick up a community service form and guidance, or there's also one linked in Panther Zone under today's homeroom page. Lastly, make sure you reviewed Bright Future scholarships. You should know what GPA you need, test scores, and how many volunteer hours you need to qualify for one of those scholarships. If you're not sure what classes to take for next year, try looking at the Educational Planning Guide for Citrus County. It has all the classes that are offered throughout our county, so you can scan this QR code for a live link that goes to the form, or you can also see it's linked in Panther Zone. Lastly, if you ever need to contact your guidance counselors or our awesome coordinators, their emails are listed here, and you can also scan the QR code to request a guidance appointment.